Hey, what is going on, y'all? It is SBN here, Sports Bash Nation. As the Bears offseason continues, I can't help but just wonder what the Bears are going to do with that number one pick in the draft. I know everybody's saying we're going to go with Caleb Williams. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, even if Caleb Williams is better than Justin Fields, I still would want to trade that number one pick just because of the draft capital that you can get. I mean, we can get several first rounders, second rounders, players. There's a lot of possibilities of what we could do with that number one pick if we decide to keep Justin Fields. So I've come up with 5 scenarios where we double back and trade a first round pick multiple times. Shout out to Chad Broughton, who gave me this idea in the comment section. I hope I pronounced the name right. But in the first scenario, we trade back to number 2 with Washington. So we'd be getting the second pick. We'd be picking up another first rounder in 2025 from Washington. And we'd be getting wide receiver Terry McLaurin. So this would be a great scenario. We're getting, a Pro Bowl caliber receiver in Scary Terry. Him and DJ Moore would be a great 1-2 duo. So the Bears would be sitting back at number 2. And there's still going to be a lot of teams that want to move up and get a quarterback at 2, be it Drake May or Jaden Daniels. So in this scenario, the Tennessee Titans decide that they want Drake May. We move back to the 7th pick. We pick up the second round pick from Tennessee, number 38, and we get first and third round picks in 2025 from Tennessee. So yeah, in this scenario, we'd be loading up. From Tennessee, we'd be getting the 7th pick in the draft, as well as the 9th pick that we already own ourselves. We'd be picking up a second rounder that we don't have, the 38th pick. We'd get first and third round picks in 2025, as well as a first round pick in 2025 from Washington and Terry McLaurin. I would jump on this in a minute. I love this trade. I don't think it seems too far-fetched neither. There's a lot of talent in this draft, so teams are going to be looking to move up. Teams are going to be looking to move back. Now, my second trade scenario, we move back to 3 with the Patriots. So we're getting the 3rd pick in the first round. We're getting the Patriots' second round pick, number 34, and we pick up a first round pick next year in 2025. Yeah, that'd be a great trade as well. We still got the 3rd pick in the draft. We'd be picking up a high second round pick. Once again, we don't have any second rounders currently, and we'd be getting a first rounder next year. We'd be sitting back at number 3. For the second move, the Atlanta Falcons, they're desperate for a quarterback. So in this scenario, Caleb Williams and Drake May are off the board. The Falcons are desperate. They move up to number 3 to get Jaden Daniels, and the Bears get the number 8 pick from Atlanta. We get their 3rd round pick, number 73 overall. We get a first rounder next year in 2025, and we get tight end Kyle Pitts. So this is another great scenario. Kyle Pitts is a freak of nature. I think he could break out in a Bears uniform. So in this scenario, we get the 8th pick in the draft. We get a 3rd round pick, number 73 from Atlanta. We get a first round pick next year from Atlanta, as well as a first round next year from the Patriots. And we're getting a stud in Kyle Pitts. Another trade scenario that I think Ryan Poles would take in a minute. I mean, my 3rd trade, we move back with the New York Giants. We move back to number 6. We pick up the Giants' 3rd round pick, number 70. We get a first rounder in 2025, and we get defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. So yeah, this is another great trade. We move back to number 6, but we pick up a 3rd rounder this year, a first rounder next year, and one of the premier, if not the best interior defensive linemen in the game in Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say this is crazy. If you want a generational talent like Caleb Williams, you're going to have to pay a hefty price. And in this scenario, the guys we wanted, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors, they go 4 and 5 to Arizona and the Chargers. So in this situation, the New York Jets, they're desperate to get their left tackle, solidify their line. They're trying to make a run, with Aaron Rodgers. Who knows how much time he has left. They don't want to wait till pick 10 to get their tackle. So in this scenario, the Jets move up to number 6. We move back to number 10. We pick up a 3rd rounder, number 72 this year, and a 2nd rounder in 2025. We get the 10th pick from the Jets. We get the pick number 72 in the 3rd round from the Jets. We get a 2nd rounder next year. And from the New York Giants, we get a 2nd round pick, number 47 overall. We get a 1st round pick next year. And we get defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. In this trade, Ryan Poles fleeces both teams in New York. Yeah, I love it. Trade scenario number 4. In this scenario, we trade back with the Atlanta Falcons, who are desperate for a quarterback. They move up to number 1. We get the 8th pick in the draft. We get their 2nd round pick, number 42. And we get 1st and 3rd round picks next year in 2025 and we get their first round pick in 2026. So in this scenario, we get 3 first rounders. We get first rounders in 25 and 26. We get a second rounder that we don't have in the draft this year, number 42, and we get a third rounder next year. I think I like this trade more than any of the other scenarios. We pick up heavy draft capital, sitting back at number 8. We move back to 14 with the Saints, who are desperate for line help either on the offensive or defensive side. We move back to number 14, and we pick up the New Orleans Saints second round pick, number 45 overall. We'd be getting pick number 14 in the draft to go along with the 9th that we already own. We get a second round pick, number 45 from New Orleans, and we get a second round pick, number 42 from the Atlanta Falcons. We also get first and third round picks from Atlanta in 2025 and a first round pick from Atlanta in 2026. Holy smokes, that's a deal. If we can make that trade, we'd be loaded. Now trade scenario number 5. We move back to pick number 7 with Tennessee. Tennessee gets desperate for Caleb Williams. They move up to number 1. We get the 7th pick. We get their second round pick number 38. We get their first and second round picks next year in 2025. And we get their second and fourth round picks in 2026. Yeah, this is a really good deal just because we're picking up multiple picks. We're getting 2 first and 3 seconds and a fourth. Yes, I'll take that deal all day. We move back with the Colts. We get their first round pick number 15. We get their second round pick number 46. And we pick up a second rounder from them in 2025. So in this trade, we get a first rounder number 15 from the Colts, second rounder number 46 from the Colts. We also get a second rounder from Tennessee, number 38. And we get first and second round picks in 2025 from Tennessee, second and fourth round picks in 2026 from Tennessee, and a second round pick in 2025 from the Colts. Another scenario where we really stack up on picks. To be honest, I love all 5 of these trade scenarios. If we could double back, maybe even triple back, I'm all for it just because of the job that Ryan Poles has done in his drafting. You know, not only the last 2 years, all the starters he's gotten here. Ever since Ryan Poles left Kansas City, they haven't been hitting on their draft picks like they did. Ryan Poles is showing the genius he is. The more picks that he accumulates, the better this team is going to be. So, yeah, those are my 5 crazy scenarios. I think a few of these are realistic, and I wouldn't be surprised if we make a deal similar to one of these. What do you guys think? Do you guys like any of these trades? You guys think I'm crazy? What would you do? Let me know. You guys stay blessed. Thanks for all the support, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.